hapon po. Thank you for joining us in this press conference called for by the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos in partnership with our Congressman Khalid Dimaporo. Pinatawag natin press conference to clarify to you and to update our Muslim Filipinos throughout the country regarding the status of the Hajj 2024 operations. Siguro for opening statement, we would like to give the floor to our Secretary Atty. Mamukid, and then we give you the press statement and the inputs of our Congressman Khalid Dimaporo. Sir?
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Welcome to our press conference today on the update of Hajj. Hajj 2024 will definitely push through, inshallah. That is part of our mandate, and I have strict guidance from our DILG Secretary Pinero Abalos to do our best to ensure that we will have a comfortable, convenient, and hassle-free Hajj 2024. And also, I want to read to you the final statement of our DILG Secretary, Pinero Abalos. The Department of Interior and Local Government is committed to our enduring partnership with the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos in serving and supporting the Muslim communities across our nation. Throughout our collaboration, the DILG has been dedicated to understanding and addressing the unique needs of Muslim Filipinos. Among the vital responsibilities of Ncmf is the organization of Hajj, which holds profound significance for the Muslim communities, recognizing the challenges surrounding Hajj 2024. I wish to extend our full support to the Ncmf in their efforts to address and overcome these challenges. With our collective support, we are optimistic that Hajj 2024 will be successful. The commitment of the DILG to stand alongside Ncmf and Muslim leaders remain unwavering. We are dedicated to helping Ncmf and the broader Muslim community to explore innovative ways to enhance the quality of life for every Muslim Filipino. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas, mabuhay ang bagong Ncmf. Atty. Benjamin Abalos Jr., DILG Secretary. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Secretary Atty. Mamukid. At this point, I would like to give the floor to our good Congressman Khalid Dimaporo for the statements.
Thank you. Auzubillahi minasyaitanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ramadan Kareem to all our friends from the media that are here today. First, I would like to say, as the Chairman of Muslim Affairs and the ranking member of the 19th Congress, we are sick and tired of the investigations for the Hajj pilgrimage. There were resolutions filed for the 2022 Hajj. There is an ongoing resolution being taken up for the 2023 Hajj, and really want the 2024 Hajj to be as flawless as possible. At yan ang commitment ng Ncmf for this year under the leadership of our new OIC Secretary Mamukid. And last time nasa Congress ako, we had with the Committee on Public Accounts an ongoing investigation on the conduct of the last year's Hajj 2023. A complaint filed by Representative Yasser Balindong and Representative Zia Alonto Adyong on behalf of their sheikhs. I have to make it clear that the complaint was filed on behalf of the sheikhs of Lanao del Sur. On the part of Lanao del Norte and other provinces, generally there's no complaints. So that's what we're trying to tackle. And we're also trying to find out how can we make Ncmf beyond doubt above board when it comes to their procedural processes in conducting the Hajj activities. Ngayon, ito yung problema. we have found out that the Ncmf in the previous leadership has not been following the government process to the dot. So now Ncmf is being required to follow the government processes beyond to the dot, no? At nasusukal na yung Ncmf sa mga requirements ng DBM, sa mga requirements ng Department of Finance, and also from COA. I told our OIC Secretary Mamukid na we don't want Ncmf to be faced with scandal. One, we don't want Ncmf as an institution to be attacked once again, and we don't want his leadership and his team that are helping promote and support and conduct a successful Hajj event to be slapped with ombudsman cases. So be as compliant as possible. And that is where Ncmf is having a difficulty. But alhamdulillah, after I made a comment na baka mawala yung Hajj 2024 because it seems that it's very rigid, yung bureaucracy ng gobyerno, Department of Finance came forward and said, we want to support the Hajj 2024. Anong kailangan ninyo? Tutulong kami. And they provided our Ncmf leadership the exemption needed para mapaspas yung proseso. The Commission on Audit themselves said, we are not parang watchdogs na sisiraan namin ang pinaka-importanteng religious requirement ng mga brothers and sisters namin sa Islam. So COA itself said na we support the Ncmf in terms of how we can get Hajj 2024 successfully done. What's missing now is the Department of Budget and Management. I was disappointed that the Ncmf went to DBM and they were only met with a service director. The service director is not good enough. We need to hear from the secretary herself, Secretary Amina Pangandaman, who is a Muslim sister, a sister in Islam, on what is her take in making sure that the 2024 Hajj will be as successful as possible. So I am trying to find ways to contact her informally and later officially, hoping that she will kindly support the endeavors of our OIC Secretary Mamukid that the 2024 Hajj will be successful. I would like to say, dahil actually naputol yung time ko sa committee. I was there in the beginning, tapos my press con duty ako with other congressmen. And bumalik ako sa committee and I found out yung solution ng Ncmf. And Ncmf is doing everything that they can to make sure that 2024 Hajj will succeed and will continue. Ang pinaka-critical na yon is reserving our pilgrims spaces in the camp in Mina. And we've already identified the tents, the area, from what I have been told by Director Lidasan. And I think he can go through that in detail. And with the support of our sheikhs and the commitment, the endeavors of our pilgrims who still want to go to Hajj, you can rest assured that we are under safe hands with the leadership of OIC Secretary Mamukid. Alam ko nahihirapan sila because the government process is a very bureaucratic process, pero parang BDO itong OIC namin. He will find ways, no? He will find ways.
Maraming salamat, Congressman. Gaya po nung sinabi ni Congressman, ang problema po ngayon ng Ncmf, yung pong ating payments sa Mina Camp, no? Last year po, yung Mina Camp spaces, kasama na yan sa binabayaran ng mga pilgrims. For 2024, Mina Camp is like a room for rent, no? Magbabayad ngayon ng mga pilgrims per space. And as of today, we have not remitted yet any substantial payments sa Saudi Arabia. And kailangan po yun para ma-secure natin ang mga Mina spaces. Kaya po, as of today, kami nila Congressman, Secretary Mamukid, we're really working 24/7 for us to be able to find ways of meeting our obligations because April 9, dapat po lahat ng kontrata, lahat ng service providers naayos na po sa Saudi Arabia. So again, there will be Hajj of 2024 with the support of our Congressman, the support of the Bureau of Treasury, the Department of Finance, the COA and other government agencies, inshallah, we will have a very successful, very fruitful, and a better Hajj of 2024. Maraming salamat po. Siguro at this point, sir, we'll be able to take questions from our media team. Maraming salamat po.
Sir, ano na pong latest ng mga kapatid natin Muslim sa pagpoproseso ng kanilang mga dokumento para makapunta sa Hajj, Saudi Arabia?
Opo, as of today, sir, ito po yung exact number ng ating mga nakapag-register po. Okay, as of today, meron pa tayong almost 5,878 na pilgrims na ang nakabayad po doon is almost 2,000, 1,980 plus. Ang kailangan lang po natin is 6,000 pilgrims. So more or less, abot natin yung required number of pilgrims sa Saudi Arabia. That's one. Second, yung ating service provider sa Mina, the Masayar period, we're able to secure spaces. Alhamdulillah, yung po ating nakuwang space, hindi po siya yung may mga stairs, no? Kasi habang paubos yung mga spaces po, ang matitira sa atin is yung may mga stairs, mga mataas yung kanyang location, nahabol po natin, no? We have requested our Saudi counterpart to hold off the spaces, and inshallah, we'll be able to pay our obligations as early as next week po. I think this morning, pumunta po si Secretary Mamukid sa Land Bank with Ma'am Marichi, and pinagsapan po namin yung aming payments, no? And can you imagine, no? Right there and then, the Bureau of Treasury nakipag-connect sa Land Bank to inform them that the Bureau of Treasury is fully supportive of the Hajj of 2024. Maraming salamat po.
Sir, may sports po ba si Senator Robin Padilla para sa darating na Hajj?
Sir? Yeah, si Senator Padilla naman po, sabi very supportive naman po sa amin, no? Though recently we have not yet communicated with him, but normally in every Hajj po, kasama po namin si Senator Padilla, one of our staunch supporters po ng aming Hajj.
I take the floor.
Yes sir, apo, yes sir.
My name is Ed, I'm salesman. Sir, the last time I heard, hindi po pumayag yung BBM na i-short cut yung payment dahil sabi niya, sinabi ng OWA na public funds yung sa Mutawid. So ano po yung latest po ngayon tungkol doon? Pwede lang dumiretso sa RRG or Land Bank and then Ncmf din RRG, hindi na dadaan sa Bureau of Treasury o BBM.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday morning, no, during our exit conference sa Commission on Audit, diniscuss po namin yan, no? But siguro maganda if Attorney De Leoba, would you want to share to our media team, sir, no? Coming from a lawyer. Maybe you can briefly lang state to our media team, no? From a legal point of view.
Good afternoon po. I'm Attorney Riza De Leoba, one of the Hajj legal team for the Hajj 2023. So we have manifested po before the BBM, DBTR, DILG, and COA regarding the process in compliance with the joint circular. So they were able to understand the difficulties and the possible foreign currency exchange losses of the Ncmf just in case we go through the process of the joint circular for the collection and not for the cash balances alone. So with that, what they understand in behalf of the Ncmf is, number one, BTR cannot issue. The number one solution actually is the BTR. If BTR could issue an MDS dollar account for the Ncmf, so that whatever payment that the pilgrim will be paying directly to the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah will be equal to that what we've collected. Unfortunately, there is no such thing as an MDS dollar trust account for the Ncmf. So with that, we cannot put the payments of the pilgrims from the regular dollar account to the MDS peso account because there will be foreign currency losses. So estimation of the commission, that would be at least 67 million losses, foreign currency losses if we go through that process, and they understand it. So with that. we cannot put the payments of the pilgrims from the regular dollar account to the MDS peso account because there will be foreign currency losses. So estimation of the commission, that would be at least 67 million, sir. Losses, foreign currency losses, if we go through that process, and they understand it. So with that, they interpose no objection if the NCMF will propose an alternative disbursement process, so that we could, number one, meet the deadline of the Ministry Hajj and Umrah, and number two, ensure that the Hajj will really happen for 2024.
Same question.
Ang pangalap ko po tungkol sa yung sinabi niyo po kanina, sir, na yung sa quota natin na 6,000.
Yes.
Ang quota po ba, isang requirement dyan, parang obligatory na we have to fill that quota, hindi pwedeng bawasan, kulangan? Pwedeng mag-Hajj kung kulang siya or hindi po?
Actually, ang ating quota na nilist sa atin noong una is 9,000, no? That's 1/10 of the entire population ng country. From 9,000, ginawa natin 7,500 para po medyo reasonable ang ating number. From 7,500 ngayon, ginawa natin 6,000 pilgrims. Of course, no, at the end of the day, magdidepend yan sa payments made by the pilgrims kung ilan ang pupunta. So it can go maybe 5,500, 5,000. But kinlaro lang natin, no, the NCMF will no longer accept yung extension, yung sumusobra sa ating allowed, no, na ating mga accommodations, no, para po hindi naman ulit yung nangyari sa last year. So in other words, every Muslim Filipino pilgrim now will enjoy decent accommodation, decent bed sa Saudi Arabia. Tama po, sir.
Sir, compare po sa nakaraang Hajj natin, nagkaroon ba ng pagbabago sa airfare natin? Nung bawat individual na papuntang Hajj Saudi?
Opo. Ang airfare po, sir, wala po tayong jurisdiction dyan, no? Nakalagay po sa batas na the pilgrims are allowed to select their own travel agencies and airline. So wala po tayong control. Ang sa amin lang naman is bibigay sa amin yung mga flight details nila, and then we will work on that. That's very clear in the law. We cannot regulate the procurement of selection of travel agencies and the procurement of travel airlines.
So meron pong mura, meron mas mahal.
Meron pong mura, may mahal. Saudi has a different rate, PAL has a different rate. Pero yun po ang ibang airlines.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, may changes pa ba kayo? May limit na po ba? Kasi dati sobra-sobra po, umabot yata ng 7,000 plus ang nag-Hajj. Ngayon po, ano po plano ng Ncmf? Mayroon po bang limit or ganun pa rin po ang mangyayari? Thank you.
Yeah, may limit naman po, no? Ang ating median range is 6,000 po. Definitely, no? Kasi yun po yung spaces na available ngayon sa Saudi. Now, isa lang gusto kong i-point out habang the congressman is with us, no? Kasi nakikita natin, no, one possible narrative ng NCMF is yung problema namin sa payment. Nakita naman natin with all the government requirements, baka po years to come, it might be repetition sa aming problema. Now, last night, sinabi namin kay Congressman na total naman meron kaming implementing rules and regulations that was enacted 2014 pa. No, napakatagal na po, no? So maybe it's high time for the Committee on Muslim Affairs headed by Congressman Dimaporo, together with the NCMF, maybe we can create a technical working group to review and assess the IRR, especially on provisions like the Hajj po, no? Kasi baka naman pwede na yung payment siguro, baka i-semi-privatize natin, no? Na baka naman right after the Hajj, we can now start collecting payments. But that has to be done by the private entity, not by the government, kasi wala tayong legal basis to collect eh. And alhamdulillah, the Congressman is very supportive of that. And I just want to point out that the 2022 Committee on Muslim Affairs inquiry brought about the zero stranded paying pilgrims, no? Sinunod po natin on the dot yung recommendations ng ating buting congressman, no? For example, sabi ni Congressman, dapat all communications should be documented, yung time of release, no? Sino nag-release, accountable official, ginawa po natin yon, no? We create na gawa natin yung central record section. Second, sabi ni Congressman, dapat ang mga visa NCMF may bigay sa mga pilgrims earlier. Hindi yung paalis yung pilgrim, yung visa, wala pa. Nasa aeroplano, sa airport na siya, wala pang visa. Ang ginawa po natin, itong 2023, sir, no? Because of the output of the Committee on Muslim Affairs, the visas were released at least 2 weeks before the flights. So haba pong nakakapi-kapi na ng ating mga sheikhs, yung visa ng mga pilgrims, hawak-hawak na nila. And all of these recommendations are galing po sa thorough review ng ating congressman. No? Now, the challenge now is not this zero standard paying pilgrims. The challenge is how to institutionalize the Hajj na paganda sa ng paganda. Because of the recent developments now in Saudi Arabia, na baka po next year mas mahirap, the National Commission of Muslim Filipinos might not be able to catch up with the trending ng Saudi Arabia. No? Example, next year po, yung Mecca, Medina, and Mashair, only one service provider. And alhamdulillah, no, si Congressman willing po. No? In fact, kinuha na sa amin yung aming IRR, i-review na po niya. And I think that's the job of the legislature. No? Tingnan mo yung kakulangan ng executive branch. Ano yung kulang nila, ano yung problema, and then you fill it up, you amend the law, you amend the IRR, then ang mag-provide yan, ang mag-benefit yan are the Muslim Filipinos, ang ating mga pilgrims. Again, inshallah, the Hajj 2024 will be different. Yung pong pinapangako sa atin ni Secretary Mamukid, and of course, sa supervision, tulong ng ating buting congressman. First time in the history, every Filipino pilgrim will be given sofa bed. Again, inshallah. If God wills, inshallah. So you would like to say something?
Well, i-recap ko na lang. No? Sa 2022 resolution filed to investigate the 2022 Hajj, ang nakita namin there is yung mga lapses is because this was the first Hajj after yung COVID times. So maraming reforms ang Saudi government. Sa 2023 Hajj, we were able to succeed, just like I said, na wala nang stranded na pilgrims. And the problem really in the 2023 Hajj was the logistics. So there was a problem with the bus, I think in Mina. Na yun, it's misunderstood na yan ang kasalanan ng Ncmf. Ncmf does not do any bidding, has no control over logistics. From what we were made to understand, that is purely under the control of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where the Ncmf manages for our pilgrims has some control over is yung housing namin sa Mecca, no? At saka sa Mina. And then the second issue that we have is the issue of food, where it became viral. I think by Vice Governor of Sulu, Vice Governor Tan of Sulu, where he's very disappointed of the food that was provided for the pilgrims. And yan ang sinabi ko kay former Secretary Mamudyong na sa daming problema ng Ncmf na you're already being accused of giving substandard housing, lodging tents, yung mga ganyan, dinagdag mo pa yung responsibility ng Ncmf, dinagdag mo pa yung problema ng ninyo, no? So we will see what will happen, and what the decision is will be with our OIC secretary. But these are the things that we identified in the 2023 Hajj, which we hope to improve for 2024. Ang mahirap with or yung challenge ng Ncmf is two fronts. One is dito sa gobyerno namin, the Philippines, because of the bureaucracy. We cleared na with COA, we cleared na with DOF, we just have to clear now with the DBM. So they have not given strictly no objection letter. That's what we're waiting for, and that's my advice to Secretary Mamukid. Verbal is not good enough. There must be something in writing from the DBM secretary that she poses no objection to the proposed solution of Ncmf to make the 2024 Hajj successful. Yung second challenge is the challenge of in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, because they have reforms that are ongoing, and parang hindi pa kami sanay sa mga bagong sistema ng Saudi government. So hopefully everything will come out as flawless as possible, but it can only be accomplished kung magtulong-tulong tayo lahat. And that is what our Ncmf leadership is asking, and also of us in Congress is asking, na for 2024, if we want it to be successful, kailangan magtulong-tulong tayo.
Sir, may nabanggit po yata kayo during press con last day sa House regarding po sa privatization ng Hajj. So, hingi sana kami ng linaw kung ito ba ipopush through or parang ano lang, sinasabi nyo lang po. Thank you.
There's two bills that are filed. One is yung kay Congresswoman Siti Amina Dimaporo, which is very mild. So, yung kay Congresswoman Siti Amina Dimaporo, it's more of so that we can have what our number one problem is yung timeline. Parang may calendar tayo so that we won't have problems on paying in the service providers and so forth. Yung mas matindi na bill that was filed was the one filed by Representative Mujib Hataman, totally stripping all powers of Ncmf regarding the Hajj. No? So we found in between na version, and ang proposal ng Muslim Committee on Muslim Affairs is to eventually have the Hajj be conducted like we are going to Umrah. So you don't have to go through the Ncmf when you do Umrah. Now, will that become law? Para sa akin, as a three-time congressman, malabo na yun. No? Because we are entering our last regular session. So the best that Congress, the 19th Congress can do is to push it on third reading. So that the next Congress, the 20th Congress, can decide whether or not they still want to privatize the Hajj. The reason why those bills came out is because, again, of yung disappointments sa performance of the Ncmf on the Hajj. Pero we're looking forward for 2024 and 2025 that we will have a very successful Hajj pilgrimage. Kung walang problema sa pangtakbo ng Ncmf when it comes to the Hajj, that bill will disappear. That bill will disappear. Pero if there will always be problems, 2022 Hajj may investigation, 2023 Hajj may investigation. Sana lang after 2024 Hajj, sana lang wala ng investigation, no? Pero kung may investigation na naman, then that will the privatization. That's when the privatization bill will really move forward.
Sir, follow-up lang. Sir, this year, how can we assure, sir, na hindi na magkakaroon ng problema? Kagaya po nung mga previous year na halos sa naiya pa lang may problema na. Paano po natin masisiguro?
Well, I'll let the Ncmf speak in detail, pero in general, you can never ensure na walang problema. Because like you have the entire Muslim world going to do the Hajj. Nangyari sa last year's Hajj when we had that incident in Mina, it's not only the Philippine pilgrims that were suffering. It was also, if I'm not mistaken, Indonesia, Malaysia, lahat sila na may nahihirapan because of congestion that was happening because I think of African pilgrims, something like that. No? So, di namin makontrol talaga anong mangyayari dyan during the pilgrimage. And these are uncontrolled events. What Ncmf can do is, as much as possible, be clean and be efficient and be successful in what they can control. And this is the lodgings. And this is getting our pilgrims to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia together as one delegation, one mission, walang stranded, and then coming back also to the Philippines safe and sound. That's all that they have control of. Pero yung mga unforeseen circumstances, we cannot guarantee. That's all depending on the Almighty.
Thank you.
Sir, with all due respect, nabanggit kahapon ng taga-BFA sa bar. So, pwede bang sagutin natin yun? And if I remember right, merong isang congressman na nagsabi, when the Bangsamoro Organic Law was passed, it superseded the charter of the Ncmf, RA 9997. So, paano yun? Yung sa Hajj, kung superseded, pwede nang magpa-Hajj yung sa Bangsamoro. Thank you po.
Right, thank you. Ako I'll answer because I'm one of the principal authors of the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Hindi lang superseded, it actually states there that it amends the law 9997. So, if you want to give the Bangsamoro Autonomous Regional Government powers over the Hajj, pwede. They have the powers the mandate needed in accordance with the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Pero hanggang Bangsamoro Autonomous Region lang sila. You do not have powers over Muslims outside of the BARM. That's why you have the BARM, Ministry of Hajj, which is limited to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, and you have the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos, which covers the entire Philippines. Now, the question is, who will be acknowledged by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? And naturally, when you're talking about a Philippine mission, delegation mission, country mission, you refer to your counterpart, which is the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos.
So,
Yan ang answer ko.
comment lang po sa kay...
We concur with this observation. Yes, sir.
Yung ano masabi mo, payag ba kayo na sumali na rin ng BARM?
Yeah, as pilgrims po, no? Again, when we had a meeting with the IGRB, Intergovernment Relations, sinabi naman namin, we welcome the BARM, no? Mga kapatid din naman natin sila. And by all means, join the Hajj. In fact, even the supervisory team, medical team, no? They can also send their teams po. Again, we concur with the statement of our good congressman. We share the same views and the same position, no? With the Ncmf.
Sir, possible po ba yung ating Muslim brothers and sisters dumirektang manghingi ng financial support sa kanilang mga kaibigan? Or kailangan dumaan sa Ncmf? Sponsorship, sir, doon sa kanilang pagbiyahe. Possible po ba yun?
Yung pong bayad, sir, sa Hajj po, ano po yan, sir? It's actually, ano po, nasa kanila po yun, sir.
Nasa kanila. So,
Opo,
possible na pwede silang humingi ng tulong sa kanilang mga kaibigan na politiko or private firm company.
Opo, wala po tayong hawak na, sir. That's beyond our jurisdiction, sir.
Okay, any questions?
Walang tanong.
Okay, so maraming pong salamat, no? And again, liwanagin po natin with the good congressman with us. We are praying, no, and hoping to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Hajj 2024 will be successful and productive. Inshallah.
Ito